Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Did I hear it ding? Did my sound on? No? I don't know. Welcome back to Exploring the DCEU. I do believe we're getting close to the end. I think Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is the last one that's in this continuity. And yes, you would not be the only one confused if you saw this and thought, this isn't the DCEU? Well, I looked it up, and this does count, apparently. I didn't think it did, and other people were putting it in their rankings, and Wikipedia says it's in there, so... And James Gunn, selfish bastard that he is, has even said that he wants this character to continue. I don't know if any other ones, but he wants this character, he wants the actor to continue playing the role, so... I don't know. Honestly, though, there's little connection to the other. There's mention of Superman and Flash, but other than that, there's not much. The movie tells the story of Jamie or Jaime Reyes. I've heard Jamie. The movie says both. Version of Blue Beetle. Although the Ted Kord version is mentioned and referenced in this movie, which I thought was cool. I always thought that if they wanted to do a version of the DCEU and they didn't want to use Batman, Superman, then he was Batman, Ted Kord would work. He was mentioned several times. Kord Industries, Ted Kord was mentioned several times in the Arrowverse, but we never saw him. So I don't know. But this is another one of those movies that was made like people, why Blue Beetle? He's such an obscure character. Why would he come out? I knew about Blue Beetle because of Smallville, Batman, the Brave and the Bold, right? But he's not a very well-known character among, casual moviegoers. You see Superman. Oh yeah, I know Superman, Batman. Yeah, even the Flash and Green Lantern people would, oh yeah, I know them. But Blue Beetle, why? Well, you see, that lies in the reason why they chose the Jaime Reyes version. He's Spanish. So if we do a movie with a Spanish superhero, Spanish people will go watch it and give us money. I know I say this a lot, but a lot of the decisions made for what movies go out are based on how much money it can make off of a certain community. And that's what this is. Down to the fact that a character that shouldn't even be Spanish is Spanish. In this movie, there's a character called Jenny Kord, who's the daughter of Ted Kord. She's played by a Hispanic actor for some reason, and it makes no sense to me. When I hear the name Jenny Kord, I think blonde girl, right? The name Jenny, blonde girl. Although I knew Jenny was redhead. It's my ex, but blonde girl to me. No, every character ever has to have dark hair now because meh. So yes, she has dark hair and she's So my thoughts on this movie can be summarized as it was okay. I didn't have that big of expectations going forward. I had fun with it, but there was just some kind of cliche in here, like even stuff that's already in the DCEU. Old lady villain who works for a big company. Saw it in Suicide Squad. Big family coming together. Saw it in Shazam. And to Miss Marvel. I said this earlier to my son. It's a combination of Batman, Iron Man, of just, what the rip-off from Marvel. Iron Man, Ant-Man, Miss Marvel, and is there one more? At least those three, And he's like, yeah, but if you go on the DC side, you also have Batman with there being a millionaire who has a lot of money and built stuff, a secret thing. That's the Ted Kord part. And you have Jamie Reyes, who could, is the next Blue Beetle, which has a very high-tech suit, which you could say is Batman Beyond, right? And then the family aspect is Shazam. It's that thing, And while I did like some of the family members, George Lopez is pretty good in this. I don't like how he looked with that ponytail and a big poofy beard, but I always loved George Lopez. He's a funny guy, you know. I'll tell you that. Hey, why you crying? You know, he's funny in this. He gets, you know, I love, there's the scene where they think that he died, and then the very next scene, he's on the Beetle thing, his fat gut hanging out, he's just swinging, hey! You know? But I like the actor of, I'm sorry, I don't know who the main guy is. He's in Cobra Kai. I have yet to watch Cobra Kai. I have all the seasons that are currently available on DVD. I think that's all of them so far, because season 6 isn't out yet. But I've only seen the first Karate Kid and next Karate Kid like years ago, when I was a kid. So yeah, it's been a while. So that was supposed to be a review series I got to this year, and I think I only did half of those that I did in a video around this time last year, saying I was going to do it. And yes, you're getting this review in November because I figured this was the latest movie I watched, so let's do it. CGI is not bad. I'll give him that. It looked pretty good, the suit. Again, no, another cliche is the suit goes haywire and wacky things happen. Okay? You know, it's Spider-Man Homecoming. That was the other one. Spider-Man Homecoming is a Iron Man, Spider-Man Homecoming, Ant-Man and Miss Marvel is a combination. Spider-Man Homecoming has the whole thing. He's a teenager with the wacky stuff and experimenting with the suits and not wanting the suit to kill, right? It's got that in there. And then, you know, Iron Man it's in a suit, that sort of thing. And Miss Marvel is the family thing. Ant-Man, there is literally this woman is creating these suits that are just like the Yellow Jacket suits. It's a modification of the Blue Scarab, the Blue Beetle Scarab, in a new version of that. So it's literally the plot of Ant-Man, only she's trying to make an army, and where he was trying to sell it on a black market to make money. Darren Cross was in that movie. So it's that. And nothing against Susan Sarandon. She's a treasure, I'm sure, and she's won many Oscars. Or maybe one, maybe not any. But she has done, you know, she's been all over the place. Her character is just generic businesswoman lady. You know what I mean? If they had replaced her with Amanda Waller, I don't think it would have been any different. She plays Victoria Cord, the sister of Ted Cord. Again, no. Much like the Little Mermaid, you try hard. The new Little Mermaid movie, try hard to figure out how a white woman could be the aunt of a Hispanic woman. We never really get to see what Ted Cord looks like. There's a picture, but it's a little messed up. So I don't know. See, maybe she gets it from her mom. Sure. There was one scene that made me cry. It's when... So, first of all, Nana, she's a badass, by the way. But, badass or not, Nana, you don't leave candles out. That causes a fire. Because they figure out that Victoria figures out that Jaime is the Blue Beetle. So, they go to his family's house, and in a scuffle, one of the candles falls, causes the house to burn down. They're already living in poverty. They already can't afford to live. They're already trying to be pushed out by Victoria, which is another, kind of thing. Poverty, impoverished people, they go through. It happens. It sucks, but it happens. It's the all too harsh reality of the real world. I'm not impoverished. I make a decent amount, but, I didn't grow up in the best of circumstances. My mom was working 2 jobs to support us kids, right? Even when she got married to that douchebag that she was married to first. Her first husband, not now. My stepdad now is a pretty cool guy. But my mom's first husband was a dick. Did a lot of bad things. But, he had a job too. But she still had to eventually do 2 jobs, which caused my sister and I to basically help raise my brother. And my grandma helped when she could, but, she and my grandpa also had jobs, so it couldn't be all the time. So, we weren't always, it's not always the successes we have now are sit atop the failures that we had long ago. You know, it takes a mountain of failures to reach the success. I'm just saying. So they live in poverty. Now their houses are burned up. And during this scuffle, the dad has a cardiac arrest and dies of a heart attack. Yeah, I cried because just in all this moment, everything that goes on. And then we get cliche number 2. The hero is captured by the villain. Where have we seen that before? In like 100 different superhero movies. Hero captured by the villain, and they're going to use the suit. The other villain of this, the other Hispanic guy who has similar issues with family, he was taken from his family. His mother died. He was brainwashed, I think, by Victoria and raised to be this warrior. He's in the other suit, the OMAC suit. And there's a pretty decent fight. It's not a very good looking costume, though. It's just a black metal costume with some red lights. Red lights! But it doesn't look all that. The yellow jacket was more inspired. I mean, it looked like a bee, but still. And there is, they fight, and it beats the crap out of Jaime, whatever you want to call him, Jamie, the Blue Beetle. To the point where the Blue Beetle fights back and nearly kills him, but stops because, he's angry because his father died. But he learns not to do that, and then the suit actually unlocks the guy's memories, and he turns on Victoria, blowing up. However, as we don't see a body, I'm willing to bet that Victoria's gonna show up hurt, but still alive at some point, if we ever get a follow-up to this. I don't know. You know what I would do, and it would work? They're doing a Booster Gold series, right? So here's the thing. Incorporate the Jaime Reyes version of Blue Beetle into that. He was a sidekick after all. And this looked like a very futuristic world. My son kept asking, is this the future? I'm like, I don't know. Because, we just got done watching The Flash, right? And in the 2049 version of The Flash, they had little icons on top of the buildings. And they do here, too, So I don't know if it's supposed to be or not. I don't know. The whole love interest thing between Jaime and Jenny, it works, but I don't think it's done enough. You can see he has a crush on her, but she's kind of using him to him. And then the Big Belly Burger reference is a thumbs up from me, because being a fan of the Arrowverse, they use that a lot. And I'm a Big Belly Burger, and my son smiled, because he gets it. We're now watching Legends of Tomorrow, and so it's interesting. Now that we've watched The Flash, and we know some of the fates of some of these people, that we're going back, and he'll make a comment, or I'll make a comment. Of course, if there's something he doesn't know, I don't say anything. I haven't mentioned anything big. But, yeah. And I was also thinking, while watching this, that Blue Beetle could have fit in on the Legends of Tomorrow. He could have been the replacement for Ray Palmer. The Atom Suit's gun has got the Scarab now. So he could have been, The Booster Gold was introduced in the last episode of Legends of Tomorrow. He was supposed to be in season 8, but of course, we didn't get that far. Thank you, CW, for canceling it. Although it was the most expensive of all the DC shows, so I get it. But I don't know. And then, when they were gonna go back, they were going to have a couple episodes or 2-part or something in the last season of The Flash where they go back and rescue them. But then the CW was like, no, you get 13. So they had to scrap that. And whoever hacked into Chester's computer. We still never found that out. Honestly, you could have done that episode instead of the Return of Becky episode. Becky Sharp. Anyway, back to the movie we're talking about. Yeah, so the story is pretty basic here. I'm jumping all around, and I'm not going. It's an origin story, right? He and his sister are working this job, cleaning pools and stuff. They happen to be cleaning the courthouse. They get fired, but Jenny says, hey, you want a job? Come see me, because they have some kind of connection. And that day, he goes there. It happens to be when she stole the scarab from her aunt and puts it in a big belly burger box with the fries still in there, by the way. Grease could get inside there and mess it up. And then he takes it home. He gets connected. They had to say it went up his ass. Even he says, it didn't go up my ass. It absorbs into your body. Which is a version of this that I didn't particularly care for. Because they did it on Smallville too. But that's how it was in the comics. And I can't really blame them. Because that's just the way it is, right? So it works. But, they call it symbiotic. And I went, we are Venom. And my son smiled. Symbiote. Whatever, symbiote, whatever. But yeah, but by the end they are cohesive. They're together in their team. Why this suit doesn't fix itself? Because it's like broken. Maybe we need to see his eyes. I don't know. There is a scene where it appears that he dies, right? Because it's sucking all the energy out. But he's able to fight back because he sees the spirit of his dad. He says, "It's not your time." Again, though, I've seen that in other movies. Hell, wait, did they just rip off Dragon Ball Evolution? Because Goku died. Goku dies. He sees his grandpa, and he's like, "It's not your time," and he comes out, and then Roshi says the same thing. I was in there without the women. Your uncle hit me and told me it wasn't my time, and I'll sit back here. But, sorry. Burp. That's strawberry, but I still taste onions because we had hot dogs for lunch. But anyway, but yeah, I like this family to a point. Like I said, Nana is a badass. She's got this machine gun thing. She's going around. I said, I don't want to piss off Nana. And I said to my son, I said, imagine if that was Coco, from the Pixar movie, Coco. Un poco loco, the way you keep me guessing, just shooting Imagine Nana going around shooting everyone to that song. What color is the sky, mi amor, mi amor? You tell me to the thread, mi amor, mi amor. Why did I put my shoes on me? But, she is a badass. Damn, Nana. The mom doesn't really do anything. But, they're in this bug thing. I like the uncle, Rudy, George Lopez's character, is sort of the man in the chair. Because at one point, it's Jaime, Jenny, and Rudy who go to Ted Kord's secret lab. And so they're kind of like the three here, right? And, Rudy has a weird way of doing things. Kick. Like, he kicks the Beetle thing, and she's like, hey. It works, though, so. It is older technology. Older technology would work. There's a post-credit scene, which I still don't get why these newer released movies. Now, the Flash post-credit scene worked. A lot of people didn't like it, but it worked because it wasn't teasing anything. It was just a joke. And that works because if you're teasing something in a universe is not going to exist anymore, then there's that. But clearly they saw something was on the wall, so they didn't do like a tease for that. It was just a joke. Here, though, they teased Ted Kord is still alive somewhere. Whether that comes into play, I don't know. Maybe because this didn't make as money as they wanted, maybe they can work that into the Booster Gold series where they work together to find him. I would like a conclusion to that. Even if it's just the Booster Gold series, that's fine. But, I would like a conclusion to that. I did like this movie. I'm going to give it a very high middle of the road. It works as a superhero movie. I enjoyed it. I did find myself rolling my eyes a couple times. Just the whole cliche, the family thing. Look at this. All weird things are happening with the suit. And stuffy government lady is the villain. And the whole, Marvel, we kind of moved past this with Marvel, but the whole villains just like the hero thing needs to kind of go away. You know, we had Abomination and Hulk. We had so much. Even Shazam had Sivana, who was sort of the same, had similar abilities, right? I'm just saying, but clearly they thought this was going to make more money than it did. I don't know why they thought that, because it's such an obscure hero. I was interested because I knew who Blue Beetle was. If you knew who Blue Beetle was, you probably were interested. But if you're an average moviegoer who knows some about superheroes and you see Blue Beetle, you're like, the hell is that? You know? And they're even touting this back when people said, oh, you don't need that. We got Blue Beetle coming up. Blue Beetle. Now people were like, okay, but what about the actual superheroes? Which I can't blame them, but this was fine for what it was. It's not gonna impress anyone, you know, amazingly impress anyone. It's fine. I liked it. And I got a steelbook out of the deal. One more had an exclusive steelbook for that and Gran Turismo, which you'll see in my haul video when I do it. But and it's kind of a generic look at the steelbook. Inside is better than the outside, but yeah. So what are your thoughts on Blue Beetle? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.